Before we get started, I just want, well, time to settle down. That's pretty much it. I'm just gonna take this. What do I have on my damn forehead? Man curler, an eye curler. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate it as always. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be a quarantine get ready with me, and this is kind of like the overall makeup look that I've been doing since we've been on quarantine. So I don't know about y'all, but sometimes here lately I've been feeling a little bit overwhelmed. I've been feeling like I need to get away. I've been feeling like, you know, sometimes everything is a little bit too much and I need some self-care. I need to just kind of take myself out of the equation and focus on myself and my own mental health. And this is my way of doing that. I come in this room, it's quiet for the most part, and I could just focus on myself. I can, you know, do a little bit of skincare. I can make myself look a little bit more presentable and pulled together, do my hair, and it just makes me feel good. It just makes me feel so much better. And I can leave this room and I feel refreshed and I feel a little bit better to take on the day and anything the day has to throw at me. So that's what we're going to be doing today. It is a get ready with me. Just to let you know, it is a hot mess. Amos makes an appearance. We have lots going on in this house. It just is what it is. I know y'all are probably doing the same thing. But I'm going to be using a lot of different products that I haven't shown y'all before, that I actually picked up before this whole shit show started, that I was like hoping to do like a full face of first impressions with. And this is kind of like that, but kind of not like that. So if y'all are interested in seeing this quarantine get ready with me routine, makeup routine or whatever, then please keep on watching. Alright guys, as you can see, I am completely makeup free. I have lots of products in front of me to try. But before we get started, I just want to mention really quickly that I have, like most of y'all, all hands on deck at the house today. I have both the kids home. If you hear stomping and stuff, that's them probably in the kitchen upstairs. I have my husband in the other room with the cat. Amos is right outside this door, so he may or may not be making an appearance in a little bit. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, somebody dumped 2 puppies in our yard like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago-ish. And so if you hear puppies squealing, hollering, playing, whatever, that's them outside the door as well. So I just want to let y'all know really quickly, if it's noisy, if you hear things, that's exactly what it is, so don't be alarmed. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be priming the face. So I have been loving 2 products. This Morphe Luminous setting spray is really, really nice. I like the smell. It's not too overpowering, and it has a really nice fine mister. So we're going to start with that really quickly, and I just love the way it smells. It kind of has it's got a strange taste. It's almost like chemical cucumber. I got this at Ulta before all like the shit went down in the world, and I haven't talked about it on my channel because I really haven't found the time to talk about it on my channel. So the next thing I'm going to use is a primer, and this is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hydrating Hyaluronic Acid Primer. And whenever I had gone to Ulta, I tried this out in the store. They also had a setting spray like it, but the setting spray was sold out. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that this is $12. And it has, as you can see, it has kind of a peach tinge to it. And then whenever you put it on the back of your hand, the color just goes away. So it's basically clear on the skin. So I'm going to put this on my face, and I'm going to put it a little bit on my forehead, nose, and chin. And I'm thinking, because of all the stress and stuff, I've been breaking out, and I really don't have a lot of breakouts now that I'm in my 40s, but here we go. And once I have it rubbed into the skin, I kind of like to just pat it around the areas that I need it. Just a little bit of more hydration. So underneath the eyes, kind of into the forehead, into the chin right here. And whenever I was younger, I was never really into primers for myself per se, but whenever I was a working makeup artist, I always used it on clients. And the ones that I actually used were more for flash photography. So like the Smashbox, I think it was called Photo Finish, Photo Focus, something like that. That was always the best one. It gave such a pretty like flashback, but not a flashback. You know what I'm talking about? It was just a really, really pretty finish in flash photography. I always enjoyed that. But this one is really, really nice, and it really helps to hydrate the skin and keep it hydrated. And it actually kind of feels sticky. So whenever I'm going to put on my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation, it really helps to keep the hydration in, and I like a good dewy hydrating foundation. And generally I just kind of buff it into the skin starting from the bottom area, and then I just move over into the front, just so it gives like a more natural look to it. So kind of start at the bottom and then work it into the skin, just buffing it, you know, so it's kind of a natural look. And then I just bring it underneath the eyes here, and then to the crease of the nose, so everything looks nice and seamless. This is a Japanesque 718 brush, just in case you're wondering. And the reason why I like this brush so much for foundation is it's kind of like a rounded top kabuki brush. So it's very, very dense. I think I got this from TJ Maxx whenever I was able to go to TJ Maxx. And speaking of TJ Maxx, who else, raise your hands, raise your hands in the comments, is having withdrawals of going to TJ Maxx or Marshalls or Home Goods or places like that? Like, I love TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx is like the best place ever. I could always find all of my like discount makeup stuff that I have always wanted to try and couldn't ever really afford it. Like, you know, Marc Jacobs products or a lot of the Becca products, or like, I don't know, different foundations that you would see in the malls and department stores, but you could never really afford it. Giorgio Armani, stuff like that. I've always really enjoyed finding those little hidden treasures in TJ Maxx, and I really can't, I just want to go back, really. So generally that is the foundation pretty much done. Now we're going to go ahead and do concealer. So for the concealer today, I'm not going to be doing anything too crazy. I'm going to be going in with the Clinique Airbrush Concealer. And if y'all been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that this is a favorite. I'm just going to take the rest of the foundation off of the back of my hand because I still have a good bit left on there. And I'm going to take the concealer and put it underneath my eyes, a little bit on my forehead, and then some in kind of the fine line area. So a little bit like right here, a little bit on this side, just to kind of narrow in my nose somewhat. I'll probably take it a little bit further in. And then I'm going to take some right here, because whenever I frown, I get a little darkness right there. And then I'm going to take it on my chin somewhat to keep everything symmetrical. Put a little bit on my Cupid's bow. And then put the remaining amount on like the outer corner. One thing I really dislike about this concealer is that it doesn't last long. So I've probably gone through 40 of these in my lifetime throughout my makeup career. And you know, they come in lots of different colors. Well, I think like 6 colors. So there's Amos. He's at the door. He's going to come in. And instead of using a brush or anything, I just like to use my fingers. I'm going to let you in, buddy. Just give me a second. So I'm just going to use my fingers and kind of pat it into the skin. That way it doesn't like all dissolve away. Because I don't want to waste any of the product. And then I'll take it and just kind of fill in this area right here, kind of rounding it out and then blending it up into the forehead and then blending it right here and then onto the chin area. And it just really brightens up that under eye makes you look a lot more awake and kind of present throughout the day, which I can appreciate right now because everything's kind of a blur. It's like life is at a standstill, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, let me let him in. And I have to move some stuff in the back because I have some clothes and stuff that I want to do a video on. So give me a minute and I'll be right back. All right, so Amos is in here officially. Hopefully he settles down. He has to go around and smell everything. If you hear grinding of the teeth, that's him. So, just, there he goes. Now he's going to settle down. Okay, good boy, good boy. All right, now we can move on with the video if he continues to be good. So for bronzer today, I'm gonna be going in with an oldie but goodie, kind of like shopping my stash. And this is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer Palette. This is like the bronzer highlighter palette. I did a review of this way back when, like I want to say whenever I first started my YouTube channel, and I'll link it right here. Please don't watch it. It's probably like one of the worst videos ever. But I really enjoyed this palette, particularly this color right here. All of these colors are good, but some are more shiny than others. And then these two highlighty shades, like this one is more yellow toned, this one is more pink toned. This is the shade Halo, this is the shade Enhance. And they're really nice for under the eyes. They don't have any kind of flashback or whatever in flash photography. So I'm just going to take this shade Princess Cut and kind of blend it with the shade Angle. And I'm just going to go into my forehead and I'm just going to blend it in. And one of the things that I always enjoyed so much about this palette, I think my daughter used this damn brush. So she came in here a couple days ago and she used all of my makeup to do some, she's been really enjoying makeup. She's 15 and she was doing some special effects makeup looks, and so she used all my brushes and didn't clean them. So we just have a little blush on my forehead. No big deal. No big deal. It's not like I'm going anywhere. So, and then I'm gonna take those two shades again and go on the tops of my cheekbones, and then blend it onto my nose. Who else is having a nose hair problem? I have no motivation to trim my nose hairs, and they have a meme going around right now. I saw it on Facebook a couple of days ago. It's like, if your nose hairs look like this, then you don't need an N95 mask. I thought that was hilarious. It really hit home. Kudos to the people who are out there right now making these funny memes and these funny videos to keep people distracted, because y'all have been the real MVP. Let me tell you, because it is so nice to like get on Facebook and not everybody is talking about politics and not everybody's talking about like all this like really angry things. Now it's kind of people coming together and they're praying and they're having well wishes for one another, and they're, you know, kind of rooting for each other to get better if they're sick. And it's just really nice to get on Facebook or social media in general and see people coming together as a unit. It doesn't matter if you're black, if you're white, if you're Asian, if you're Mexican, it doesn't matter. Everybody's coming together because everybody is fighting the same fight all over the world. I have friends who live in Indonesia right now who are struggling. They're not sick, but they're trying not to get sick, and their regulations on social distancing is a lot stricter than it is in the United States. And a lot of people in the United States are not taking it seriously, at least in my area. They still have people still trying to go out and about. You know, it's just, it's one of those things where you're going to have one set of people who believe one thing and one set of people who believe another, and then you have a lot of other people who believe something totally different, and that's fine, but you don't want to take other people's health and put other people at risk as well. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I wish people would take it a lot more serious. But my friend, whose name is Aldine, and another friend that I have that I grew up with who lived right across the street, he's American, but he moved to Bali, and he is a United States citizen still, so he has to fly, I think, to Singapore every 6 months or whatever. He was telling me that they were having a really hard time at the time because Indonesia was starting to close their borders. So they were starting to close like all airlines. So they had to fly to Singapore to renew their visa or something or other, and then fly back to Indonesia. And like within the next couple of hours, they closed all of their borders. So they had a lot of people who were locked out of their homes, locked out of their country. And it was just a really scary time for them. So I know it's a scary time for everybody in the world. So, you know, just trying to keep the good vibes going. So that was the Park Avenue Princess palette. So now we're going to move on to eyes. And one of the products that I've really been enjoying with this whole quarantine thing is the ColourPop Going Coconuts palette. I think I've mentioned this a couple of times on my channel before, but this is just a great everyday palette. I have several palettes from ColourPop that are new. So I have the Blush Crush palette that I picked up from Ulta around the same time that I picked up all this other stuff. So like the Morphe setting spray, the ColourPop Pretty Fresh primer, all that stuff. And then I also picked up the Nude Mood palette. And to be honest with y'all, I prefer this palette over both of those palettes. They're very, very similar. Let me just show you what I'm talking about instead of just blabbing around. So you see how similar, like this one is a little bit more cool tones, more pinks. And then this palette right here is a little bit more warm. It has a lot more warm shades. And then this one kind of has a little, like a mixture of all three. I don't know. This one just speaks to me more. And particularly, I like this shade right here. So that's called Shell Yeah. And that's the color that we're going to be using today. So I'm going to go in with this Amazon brush. I always talk about these brushes, but I never link them in the description box below. Remind me if I don't put this in the description box to let y'all know what this is, because these are super, super cheap and I use them all the time. So I'm going to go in with Shell Yeah. And I'm just going to put it all over the lid. All right, Amos. All right, settle down, settle down. Can you stop? Can you stop? Can you stop? Hey, no sir, no sir. I'm telling you, he is like a toddler. He wants to get into everything. Anything that I'm doing, he has to know what I'm doing. If I'm in the bathroom, on the toilet, he wants to know where I'm at. He wants to push open the door and come sit by my feet when I'm on the commode. I mean, it's like I'm going through the toddler years with my kids all over again. So as I was saying, I'm going to take the Shell Yeah shade and I'm just going to kind of blend it in all over my lids and pretty much everywhere. I'm going to go up to kind of like the brow bone, but not all the way up there. This would make y'all be able to see better, wouldn't it? And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just going to take this. All right, so I went ahead and did the other eye. Now I'm going to take that same shade, Shell Yeah. I'm going to put it underneath both lower lash lines. So I'm just going to kind of blend it in. I'm going to kind of take it a little lower just to hide the bags and just mental anguish that I've been going through lately. So now that I have both sides finished, I'm going to go ahead and go in with a metallic shade. I'm just going to take this shade called Palm Reader. And this is a Morphe M321 brush. And I'm just going to take it right here on the inner corner. Whoa. That was a little bit too much. And I'm going to take that off because that looks absolutely insane. Alright guys, so the eyeshadow is completely done. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish up my eyes. For that today, I'm going to be going in with an eyeshadow eyelash curler from Tweezer Man. And then I'm going to go in with some mascara. And y'all already know it's going to be the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. I just love this stuff. I need to repurchase. So I'm going to go ahead, curl my lashes, put on mascara, and I'll be right back. Alright y'all, just finished up my mascara. And I just gotta say how wonderful mascara makes me feel. It is amazing what a little bit of mascara on some eyelash hairs can do for the self-esteem. Am I right? Does it make y'all feel as good? Because I just feel like a new woman. So now we're going to go in with brows. And normally I've been enjoying the CoverGirl. This is their Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. This is in the shade Soft Brown. Today we're going to be going in with the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim in dark brown. I want my brows to be a little bit more like dramatic, if that makes sense. So this is what it looks like. And actually this looks very similar to the CoverGirl one as far as size and product. He's scratching himself. He's scratching his butt on my chair. And whenever you hold the two of them up side by side without the caps on, they actually look almost identical. I think the CoverGirl one right here is just slightly longer. It has a little bit of a longer spoolie, but that's about it. So I'm just going to use the spoolie and then I'm going to brush my hairs kind of into place. And as you can tell, I haven't plucked in a good long while. So we're just going to ignore that. And then I'm going to go in and just sort of fill in any kind of sparse areas that I have. So I like to start off at the top area, at the top of the brow, and almost like stencil where and how I want it to look. So I'm going to stencil it up to right here at the arch. So I have a couple of little fine lines like right here that kind of make a little N shape, or just kind of like a crescent. And that's how I know where my arch is. And then I connect this area with where I want the point to be. When you're done, if you want it to be a little bit more natural looking, you just take the spoolie and you go through it. And it's really, really easy. And this product actually makes it super easy as well. So all right, so the brows are done. They're about as good as they're gonna get. We're just gonna call these quarantine brows and move it along. So now we're gonna go on to blush, and this is gonna be kind of a new product. I don't think I've mentioned this on my channel before, but I've had it for a good long while. This is from the brand Daniel Sandler, and I want to say it in a British accent, Daniel Sandler. This is the watercolor liquid blush, and I picked this up in the shade Rose Glow, and this is a really, really pretty product. And what it is a liquid blush. It kind of has like an oil and a pigment in there, and you shake it up, and then whenever you want to distribute it on your face, you could either use your fingers or you could use the back of your hand. You could use just about whatever you want. So it's very, very runny. And I'm going to take it with the same foundation brush that I used earlier, and I'm just going to dip it in just like that, so you can go like right on in. And now I'm going to put it at the tops of my cheekbones. And I don't know if you can tell, it has the most beautiful glow to it, but it doesn't have a whole lot of color per se. It's just a glow. And it just makes you look so, your cheeks just look juicy. They look juicy and plump and ripe for the picking.
Fresh and juicy, ready for the picking.
And now for the second product that I want to use on my cheeks, just to kind of zhuzh up the color a little bit, is from the brand ColourPop. And this is their Pearlized Super Shock Cheek in the shade Parallel. I've used this quite a lot on my channel before. And it's this really beautiful pearlescent pink color. And it's just, I don't know if you can tell, but it has this really pretty kind of corally bubblegum pink undertone when you look at it from the side, but whenever you look at it from like right here, it is so bright and pearlized. It's just beautiful. And then that's what it looks like on my fingers. And I'm just going to kind of press it into the tops of my cheekbones right here. That was Amos. That wasn't me. So I'm putting it on the tops of my cheekbones right here. And that way, whenever I kind of look to the side, it's going to give me some color, like a little flash of color. ColourPop makes some really good products. By the way, Amos is leaving. He's had enough. If I didn't mention already, I've purchased everything that you're going to see in this video myself with my own money, with my own bank account. So just FYI, none of these were sent to me in PR. They're not like special. I'm not affiliated with any of these brands. I just want to let you know that before we move forward. So let's move on to the lips. For that today, I think I'm going to go in with a really simple color from the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Collection. So this is the shade Seductress. I have done a full rundown of these in the past before. These are one of my favorite lip products of all time. They really stay put. They have great pigmentation. They just adhere to the skin, to the lips so nicely, and I don't find where they over dry my lips too much. Now, as far as removing these suckers, they take a lot of work. So if you don't have waterproof like makeup remover, you don't want to use these, especially in quarantine, because your lips are going to feel miserable after like the second day. But I really do like this product, and I have plenty of makeup removers, so I'm good to go. So this is what the color looks like. It's just a really pretty neutral, like a beigey nude. So this is what the lipstick looks like once it's been set. It is matte, it is bulletproof, it is not going anywhere. You can eat, you can drink, you can do whatever you want pretty much, and it is not leaving your body until you remove it. So the next thing we're going to do is a little bit of highlight right here in the center of the face. And for that, I'm going to go in with the Clarity Highlight Palette. This is the pink palette, the pink glow palette, I think. And I'm pretty sure you can still get this. This was available on the Clarity website, and it's very, very inexpensive. And I like to go in with this shade right here, which is called Ravish. It is a gorgeous, very, very bright shade. And I just kind of tap it right here in the center of my face, like the center of my eyes, and then bring it down halfway on my nose. If y'all been watching my channel for a while, you know the drill. You know how I do. And then I'm going to put it a little bit right here just to kind of make me look a little perspiring. And then a little on my chin as well. So it just kind of draws the eye into the face, the center of the face, the eyes, everything kind of cohesive. Is cohesive. Everything is kind of cohesively cohesive. I'm going to set my face with my Morphe Luminous setting spray real quick. So I put it on before I do my makeup, and I'm going to put it on after I finish my makeup. And it just looks really, really nice once everything is seamless and pretty and luminous. And that is it, y'all. I think we are done. So we have somewhat successfully filmed a video. Hopefully it's entertaining. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Sorry about Amos grinding his teeth the whole time and coming in here and rummaging around. I know he's annoying. He does the grinding of the teeth thing at like 2 in the morning whenever he's ready to eat breakfast. That drives me insane. That's probably what's wrong with me today, actually. So if y'all have any problems, questions, or comments, please let me know in the comment section down below. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I hope y'all are staying safe and staying healthy wherever you are in the world. And I'll be seeing y'all very, very soon.